Okay, now you see that didn't last very long. And if nobody told you about this beforehand, would you expect the same results? And the answer is probably yes. I mean, we've seen this over and over again. Now, here's the thing, why is there outrage about this? And what does this tell us about our own selves and our own mind? Okay, let's start with mixed martial arts versus traditional martial arts. For some odd reason, like people, well, I know why. I mean, it's human nature, but you end up grouping and separating from one another. So again, there's this big group of mixed martial artists, there's this group of traditional martial arts, and there's everybody in the middle. But for some odd reason, everybody got moved to either one of those groups, and you both argue with each other over everything. And, mixed martial arts is more effective. Traditional martial arts is effective under these circumstances. Mixed martial arts is not good for street fighting. Traditional martial arts is better for street fighting. That's, all these type of things happen. And again, it's human nature, but I wish everybody will understand that in-group, out-group bias happens, right? And if you're realizing that it's happening, you can figure out what's going on and you can better combat the cognitive bias that will happen. So, for example, right, stop thinking you're part of these groups. I mean, you may do Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, or just go straight to an MMA gym, Stop thinking as, whether or not Chinese Kung Fu is effective. Stop thinking in terms of, Wing Chun doesn't work or does work or whatever. Or same thing with traditional martial arts. Stop thinking, mixed martial arts doesn't work because you can eye gouge. Just stop thinking of the groups in general. Just think about it as yourself, as a person. It's like there are no groups, there's no difference. There's only techniques. There's only things that, you can do, things you can perform. I remember a time where something like a spinning back fist was unheard of in mixed martial arts. But I mean, if you look back on it, Genki Sudo uses spinning back fist. Matt Serra got knocked out by spinning back fist. King Mo got knocked out by spinning back fist. These things do happen. And again, there was a time where mixed martial artists would have said that will never work. It's too easy to counter. I will see it coming. I'd be able to take them down in the spin. Things like that. Whereas, again, traditional martial arts, they always go back to eye gouging and stuff like that. And the truth is, it works. Eye gouging does work. We've seen it in the UFC. If you get jabbed in the eye, it can stop fights, as in what happened with Anthony Johnson. Is it the best technique to end the fight? Of course not, but it's effective. It works, And don't discredit other people just because, again, it falls into that category, right? I mean, these techniques can and do work, and we've seen them work over and over again. It just depends on whether or not somebody has the ability. I also want to bring up, for some odd reason, there's like groups of people that think Chinese martial arts is the things you see in movies, all that wire work. They actually think that that's what Chinese people believe is martial arts. And I want everybody to understand, we understand that's fantasy, right? Them jumping from rooftop to rooftop, using their lightness skills to do this and that, to do like triple, double jumps in the air and whatnot. We understand that's fantasy. That's not reality. That's not what martial arts is. We don't attack people with a sword, swing it, and then a magical air blade comes out and just kills people. We understand that's all fantasy, right? But some odd reason people attribute that as like, oh, this is what people think of Chinese martial arts. This is what Chinese martial arts is. And that's not what it is. That's fantasy. That's like me going to a European boxing club, or me going to Savat place and saying, teach me how to use a wand and shoot fireballs. Teach me how to shoot lightning out of my hands and conjure demons. Right? That's the type of ludicrous thing some people attribute that type of stuff to, and I don't understand why. But I'm just letting you know right now, there's a group of people that actually think the stuff they see on TV, all that wire work and stuff, is real martial arts. That's not what Chinese people think real martial arts is. We all know it's fantasy. Okay, you're probably wondering, why is there outrage? Why are Chinese people angry or outraged about this? And to give an extreme example is, if you took like a female yoga instructor and you have a roided out overeem and have them fight against each other, right? It's not going to go well. Just the thought of that will make people get angry, you know what I mean? And the thing is, like, from personal experience, I can tell you right now, Chinese people don't think Tai Chi is some great combative martial arts, even though Keanu Reeves thought it was in that movie. But we know Tai Chi is not meant to fight. I mean, like, for example, one of my first martial arts instructor, he taught Chinese Kung Fu. And the thing is, he basically said Tai Chi is for old people. That, you know, it's nice and all, but it's meant for old people. It's not meant for you to fight. It's not meant for self-defense. And you might think whether or not that guy's legit or not because he comes from a Kung Fu background, but I want you to understand, his second instructor was doing Muay Thai, like full-on Muay Thai. So it lends some credibility there. I mean, this is, again, 15, 17 years ago, before like the giant, you know, craze of mixed martial arts and everything, right? Now, in this situation, like, both instructors, the Tai Chi master Wei Lei, and also the MMA instructor Xiaodong, it's basically not a good position for both of them. Okay, for MMA instructors out there, or people who might end up in this type of situation, it's probably better just to take them down and get the choke, because here's the thing, like, public perception, it's still pretty new when it comes to mixed martial arts. I mean, even though it's all over the place and you have things like Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey and whatnot, but that's a lot of the population around the world that don't understand things. And, you know, when they see people getting punched in the face, you know, they view that a lot more negatively than somebody getting the takedown or getting somebody's back and choking them, because they don't really understand the dangers of choke or really what's going on. But a lot of people understand and knows and sees punches. They know boxing, they know kickboxing, they've seen movies, you know, someone gets punched in the face, all that spit and blood comes out. They know that. It's easy for them to recognize and attribute that to, like, violence, rather than just a choke. But always put your safety first, and, you know, if there's an opening, like, again, the person takes a knee or whatever, just wrap them up. Just take the back and sink in the choke. Or, you know, if they give you down their back, you know, you can easily move to mount or side mount or wherever, and just, you know, take the choke. And, you know, it would just be better for perception wise. And more than likely your skill level will be a lot higher than theirs on the ground anyways. So it's just an easy thing to do. Well, thank you, and that's my thoughts on the subject.